and it goes a little something like this.
That's a lot of yellow. It's a lot of yellow right there. Oh, hey, you're yellow too. All right.
Hey, what's going on, Rob? Good to see you, my friend.
Yeah, not a whole lot. It's Saturday, ready to go.
Yeah, man, let's go. Happy Saturday. I made sure to wake up everyone with my yellow shirt.
Nice.
I was getting to work today, and people were turning around and looking at me. They're like, "Why is he wearing a bright yellow shirt?" So I just turn around and point the World Mobile to them. This is why.
There you go, man. We got a lot of our great community members that we see every week, and sometimes again in person. They're showing up here today. Stoic, RV, Wave Nodes, Frieza. How you doing, my man? We are Electronige. Got a bunch of our friends showing up here. But yeah, it's Saturday, November 8th, 2025, and we're rolling, a lot happening, a lot going on with World Mobile. So much so that Mickey did a surprise AMA earlier in the week. They did their team update, the monthly update, and then an AMA as well this past week. And yeah, so a lot happening with World Mobile. We got a lot happening with Minutes Network. With what they're building, the 25 for 25 or 25 and 25, then 50 and 25, and then and then we got, of course, Unity. Lots happening with Unity, and so definitely a lot to talk about today. But we'd ask first and foremost if you guys are watching on YouTube, if you hit the like button, thumbs up button, and also subscribe to the channel. We're trying to grow this thing out and get more views, get more subscribers on YouTube, and then also the same goes for X. If you are not following the Alliance on X, it's at World Mobilers. So we'd love to get some follows and a little bit of attention there, because everything that we do is based on building and growing this community of World Mobile and everything on the World Mobile chain. So yes, very, very excited to be here. Very happy and thankful that you guys are here for part of your Saturday with us. So Cal, how have you been? What's going on?
I'm doing great, man. I'm just enjoying my newly plan on World Mobile. I ported my number. Everything's been going great. I've been talking to a lot of people, and I've been getting lots of positive feedback from people. There has been some kinks, but people have been opening up cases, and everything's been getting resolved pretty quick. There's a few different things that the team's still working on, but besides that, Devin says Cal looks like he just woke up. Ha ha. Actually, I woke up maybe about like 4 hours ago, but this, believe it or not, Devin, this is my second cup of coffee, but my little one has been sick, and I might be catching it myself. So yeah, I look like I'm under the weather, and I need like 20 cups of coffee. But yeah, it's been busy few days here. We've been helping a lot of people with Unity, answering a lot of DMs, working around the clock. It's been the Alliance has been busy, man. But yeah, I've been good. Besides looking super tired, and looking like I need some sleep and a vacation. I've been doing great, Rob. Yeah, so enjoying my plan. I ported all my family is now officially on World Mobile plan, and everyone's been loving it. I've been, like I said, been getting lots of positive feedback. You know, I travel to get to work, and I use my data on stop, on the go. And I used to, as I would jump from tower to tower, I sometimes would lose data when I tether on my laptop. I use my phone for tethering, by the way, and there's probably about maybe about 4 spots where I would just lose data, and I either have to restart my phone. I just have to wait a little bit in order for me to get data. Well, now with World Mobile, I don't have that problem. The data is probably much faster and a lot more reliable. When I get to downtown LA, I don't lose the data connectivity as well. So I'm really happy about that. My reception is the same or better in many cases. So that was really good to see. And finally, when Rob calls me and he's at a dead zone, he no longer hits that dead zone. Isn't that amazing? He called me the other day. He's like, "Guess what?" I'm like, "What?" He says, "I am at the dead zone where we always drop a call, and now I'm passing through the dead zone, and I wanted to call you and let you know that there's no more dead zone for me." And he hasn't even installed an air node there. Isn't that wild, Rob?
You know, and it was full bars too. It was, you know, and I called you right as I was hitting it, right in the place where I will always drop a call, or if my kids are watching YouTube on the phone or something as we're driving, it always stops right there. And I literally hit send as I pass through that. And like, I got some exciting news. And you're thinking, you know, something big. And I'm like, I'm calling you from the middle of the dead zone. So that was fun. Yeah, it's been going well. I've had two minor issues with my service, and they've always been at the same spot. It's been right when I've still, even though the dead zone is just down the street from where I am, in the middle of my field, I have like 1 or 2 bars sometimes. And so when I'm walking out of my house or my cabin where I have internet, and I jump from full, you know, high speed 1 gig internet onto that 1 or 2 bars, there's times where it will just go to like SOS mode or like no bar mode at all. And I won't be able to complete a call or a text. And I found it's only happened twice, but I found I flip it to airplane mode. And then within about 3 seconds, I flip it right back, and then I'm up on the bars, and everything works just fine. So for whatever reason, it's only happened twice, but I've had 0 bars once walking off of Wi-Fi, and that's only here on the farm where the coverage is pretty low anyway, as far as the towers around me. So yeah, other than that, it's been great. I've had an issue, you know, because we're just talking about the issues, right? And these are all been reported, but I've had a few issues trying to send video to people on Android phones. I had a group message where it was an iPhone user and an Android user, and I tried to send like a 1.5-minute video that I recorded, and it wouldn't go through. So when I sent them individually, it went through to the iPhone user, but it did not go through to the Android user. So I'm not sure what that's about, but we do know we've opened tickets. They're aware of this, and it's got to be some sort of a glitch between iPhone and Android, and some of their software. Sergio's saying that he's had the same issue there. Let's see. Jerome is saying, I tried porting, but is being over the amount they mentioned and no emails from support. You know, I had an issue porting too. Initially, what I did was, and I'm sure they probably fixed it by now because it was an issue, but I did not put in my.
The reason why Jerome is not getting a response because he needs to cut the rates down first before they respond to him. Sorry, I had to say that.
Yeah, well, I had you know, you have to put in all these things, and it said optional at the time. I haven't ported any numbers since. I still have one line to port for my mother-in-law, but I did not. It's an optional for entering your account number, but that caused it to choke. And no matter how many times I would redo it, it was once it chokes in the system, they just have to go back and reset that phone number on their end. And so you just open a ticket to support. Hey, we've reset your account number. We've reset that phone number. Try it again. And so if you're not using your account number through AT&T or Verizon or whatever, you need to have that. You can find that on your phone bill. But other than that, that was the only hiccup I had moving numbers over. Everything else was smoothly. You just have to make sure that you're not under contract with another phone company, because you'll have to pay that buyout fee. Or if you say you're not under contract, but you purchase an iPhone or an Android or whatever, and you're still making payments on it, you'll have to pay your phone off, because those companies will not allow you to leave with any outstanding debt. You need to be paid in full before you're able to take off.
Yeah, good points there, Rob. Good points. And for anyone that's experiencing any issues, please go ahead and open up a ticket with World Mobile. They are working nonstop, going over these things, and obviously this is why we have the network founders, right? This is one of the big reasons why everyone signed up, so they can make sure that it is a smooth experience for everyone. Make sure that World Mobile kind of irons out all of these kinks before we open up the gates and welcome a lot more users, a lot more subscribers on World Mobile. So as a new operator, as a new company launching cell phone plans, these things are expected. You can't expect everything to be working right off the bat. But what I always tell people, look, when you subscribe and you port your number or you take out a line with World Mobile, if you're getting the same or better service, you're already winning, right? Because we are comparable to the legacy telecoms when it comes to pricing. A lot of the times we're actually even better than them. So as I said, if you're getting, the same service or better, it's already a win. And the fact that soon you'll be able to purchase an air node and put it on top of your house and kind of fix your own issue or your own connectivity problem, then that's even a better deal there. So when example Rob is at the farm, he doesn't have connectivity yet, he can slap an air node on top of his house and then fix his own problem. The legacy doesn't offer you that. They'll never offer you that. So this is what makes this totally special.
I want to share real quick. Here's the link. We'll post it in the chat as well. But if you look right here, you can see there's a spot where it says add ticket. So we're going to post this link. This is from the official World Mobile site. And just to make sure that you guys are able to do that, there's also going to be the ability to open a ticket right within your my.worldmobile.io, your dashboard right there. But definitely want to make sure that you.
Sorry, Rob. By the way, sorry to stop you there, but that article base right there has a lot of questions, a lot of answers, to your questions. So if you have any questions, just search there. Because, by the way, shout out to Christian Rees, because he's behind of that knowledge base and he's created a lot of that. So if you have a lot of questions, there's answers. And all of these articles there, especially with number porting, he did a really good job, because there's an article with number porting that kind of outlines every single mobile network operator that they've tested and how to call them, how to port your number. So lots of answers to your questions in that knowledge base. Sorry to stop you there.
Well, we have we're gonna make a hard right pivot right here to something else. We have a special guest that is joining us here on the show. This is unannounced. This is very, very special treat. But we have Jamie. We'll call him MF. Jamie MF King coming up on the stage with us. Jamie, the CMO of Minutes Network. How are you doing, my friend?
Hey, I'm very good. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can. Loud and clear.
Sorry, I'm not on camera.
Oh, it's unfortunate. We need somebody to pretty this place up. Usually that's Cal's job, but people are saying he looks like he just woke up. So we need somebody pretty up here today. So it's unfortunate.
Then it could be true that I'm not on camera, because if you saw our hairstyles right now after the last 2 weeks, like, it's wild.
This what you guys see right now, it's a direct reflection of that, Yeah.
So the trauma.
The trauma, yes. How are you, Jamie? How's
Hey, good
how's
to
your
see
Saturday
you.
morning? Yeah.
Yeah, ready for a nice Chelsea versus Wolves. I see that Sunderland are beating Arsenal, so feeling good about Saturday football. Soccer, should I say? Soccer. We don't want to impinge on college football or American football.
Right. We don't want to hurt anyone's feelings here. Let's call
We
it
do
soccer,
not.
right? Like
Yeah,
Rod.
we like every team. But I heard a rumor, so which is why I really wanted to join this show, is that it's someone's birthday. Is it? Did I get that right? Is this public knowledge? Is it someone's birthday?
I'm
It's
sure.
not
I'm sure
mine.
it's someone's birthday. There's a lot of people on this planet.
Oh, is it your birthday, Rob? Is that true?
Yes, it is.
Amazing. Has anyone sung to you yet?
No one has.
Okay.
Just trying to think if I wanted to hear your voice singing.
I will. I'll sing to you gladly. My daughter's like, don't, Daddy, don't do it. Don't do it. Anyway, happy birthday, Rob.
Thank you, and thanks for joining the show. We, a lot going on with everything, with minutes, with everything you guys are trying to do with minutes, as well as with Unity, and so it's great just to be able to have you jump in for a few minutes here on this Saturday.
Exciting, right?
Yes.
Full calibration, speed ahead, right? You've got the app. You've got on Android, right? We've got the APK in hand, looking beautiful, right? So now
it's sharp.
It's sharp. I like that word. I think the team will like that word. It is sharp. Yeah.
So we got the I don't know if you can see it there, but right there on the icon there.
Yeah. Huh?
Got
it's a beautiful icon.
And then you pop it right open, and for whatever reason, it's not opening for me. Because I'm an Android.
Nothing like a real world product test.
I think it's actually working because it says pause the app. Weird.
It's working.
Yeah.
It's working on the background. I'm an iOS guy, so I have no idea.
That's exactly what it is.
You're an iPhone guy?
Yeah.
I've never used an Android phone before, so my first cell phone was like the iPhone, the original iPhone. So
how are you finding it?
I don't know what I'm doing.
Aligned. I've been on Android for, I would say, 10 years, and I've got an iPhone now, and I don't know what to do with it. Like my entire family are iPhone, and they're like, please. So I'm like, okay. But I don't know. I'm like, so it's funny when you have to like go from Apple to Android or Android to Apple. What device have you got? Which brand did you go with?
So I went and I bought the it's a Google Pixel 9 Pro, I think it is.
Nice.
And so I had a little Google Pixel 5 just for the scan for points. And then when I found out last week, because I was going to use that number for eventually for like a kid's phone, right? I could not install the World Mobile eSIM onto it because the minimum that it would allow for the Google Pixel was 8. So I had to, now that phone's just going to be used for Unity mining. And so I had to upgrade, and I bought this, it's a 2-year-old phone, but it was new to me.
Don't you love keeping all those old phones? Now all of a sudden you're like, yes, you got the most random collection of hardware. I got my micro farm. Let's go.
Right.
You guys ready for this? I have a few sitting just on my desk.
Oh, look at that. Amazing.
Wait.
Yeah.
A few extra ones.
Yeah, I've got a Pixel 4. And I think I'm going to get a Motorola Edge. Like I'm seeing, and also to all the community that have been submitting, bug reports, right? Bugs found to the bug report, and also all the suggestions. But I think Samsung, right, is obviously one of the most popular, device manufacturers on Android. We got some Pixels on there, but I'm going to get a Motorola just so I can get, Motorola Edge on. Make sure that it's being represented. It's a decent little handset. Apparently, we'll find out. I'm going to do all my Unity work on that. I've decided.
Nice. Well, and so that's the thing is right now there's not a like a web portal for Unity. So you have to have it on the app right now, which
You
is
do.
currently just an Android, right?
Yeah, yeah, but that
So
won't last very long. It's all
that's
going to move fast and furious now, right?
and I think that's important because one thing that I found yesterday, just kind of, I mean, I just downloaded it yesterday. I know that there's so many comments. There's the, you know, the Unity channel that you just created. I mean, there's like 1,500, 2,000 comments a day. It's hard to even work your way through it.
Yeah.
So I know that this has been mentioned, but one thing that was confusing to me was, as somebody who has Unity, and I was able to get my apps or my Unity NFTs visible, and the licenses visible from the operator standpoint, from the node operator standpoint. I actually had to log out, disconnect my wallet, log out to go into the license operator side of things to set up a license once I copied the code. And so I was going to say, if you guys are going to be keeping the mobile app, it might be a nice option if you're a node owner / operator to be able to run a license within that section of it, so you're not just having to log in, log out, change things back and forth. Especially when you're using a hardware wallet. That's my problem. Is I was using a hardware wallet trying to do this whole.
Well done. Did you use a USB, like a proper data cable, and did you use like a Nano X or?
No, I used the Keystone 3 Pro, and so I was able to just take
Rob's
pictures
ahead
of
of
the
the game.
things. But
which one did you use?
The Keystone 3.
Keystone 3, and it worked nicely.
It worked like a champ, but it's just you have to have that you'll be scanning QR codes and stuff back and forth, and it's just a few extra steps. But that's what we're doing. We're figuring this stuff out before it goes live.
I mean,
and so
it's new ecosystems, right? And
exactly.
It is not. I mean, it is technically sophisticated, and I think for all of us, and especially sort of just mainstream consumers, right, coming into these ecosystems and dealing with these different tech stacks and these different wallets, and from hot to cold to ledgers to Bluetooth to desktop to mobile, like it's a whole thing. And obviously, we're always trying to make everyone's life as easy as possible and make things as simple as possible, but it's a lot. There's a lot to contend with. Yeah.
But
I think the beautiful thing is that Unity is composable, it is modular, and I think what I love seeing are all the comments and ideas, and there is so much to be done, right? And there's so much that we can do. And I think it's really exciting now that we're up and running. Yeah, there you go. I got my license.
Nice and clean.
It looks nice. Yeah, congratulations. You guys did a really good job.
Thank you. A lot of sweat, blood, and tears and curses, right, went into this, as we all know, and everyone who's ever done app development. Where last week I was taken back to the days when I was at Rockstar and we were trying to push the next Grand Theft Auto out, and being there at 2, 3 in the morning, and just it's software and it's development, and it's code. So it's never boring, that's for sure. And I think one of the challenges and beauties is always presenting something that looks really simple, right? And feels very simple and almost like, So, and beneath that, though, it's never simple. And I think the real trick is how do you take a lot of complicated tech and turn it into a very simple experience.
Yeah.
We're always going to be focused on that, always going to be working on that. We've got a very clear roadmap ahead. And, I think it's wonderful to see all the suggestions. And yes, I'm really excited as to how we watch, the app and the functionality of the app, and then also the tasks that we're able to do. And now that we've got all these fabulous UNOs, let's go. And you've got your 200 licenses, let's go. Let's get the leases bound. Let's get the settings in place. Let's be ready. Let's get as many licenses out there, because this is now production ready, right? In the sense, there's no dummy data. Like, everything that we're doing now is going to strengthen the network. And now collectively, we can all come together and start building, right? So I'm very excited for us to complete the calibration phase. We are, and and just see all those licenses out there bound and working hard, being diligent, you know, being good licenses, otherwise revoke and take
Right.
that back.
So with that, Jamie,
Okay.
obviously with the release of everything recently, are you seeing a pickup, a slowdown, or a kind of a steady stream of Unity continuing to be sold? Have you guys looked much at that, or has the focus solely been on the app?
Ooh, I'd have to kill you, mate, if I told you that. No, yeah, look, I think that we see consistent sales or interest, should I say, in the Unity nodes. I think we're feeling very good about where we're at. On the sort of, when we talk about Web3 partnerships and the partnership side, and for everyone that isn't aware, you know, that more partnerships to be announced strategically, or certainly my perspective philosophically, is a combination of partners where we think there's great long-term value, right? Even if we're not necessarily fully exploring it right now. And there's the sort of difference between, okay, those communities are going to be interested in the nodes, right? Versus, oh, these communities are going to be interested in licenses. But
Can you
fundamentally, like philosophically, there's a narrative alignment in terms of who we are, what we're doing, what we're trying to achieve. So,
can you guys mentioned this recently, but could you talk just a little bit about this Polkadot partnership and what that's going to look like, how that's going to work? Because that's, I feel like that was announced, but we don't have a lot of detail, and I think that's something that could be absolutely huge. I'd love just to know a little bit more about it.
So Polkadot, I think there's a great respect for the sort of the thinking behind the tech stack, what they're trying to do. Obviously, you got Gavin Woods, you got the foundation. He's back, like they're cooking up a load of stuff. I think the Polkadot partnership really ties into recently how we've been talking about. We like, you know, face to face. We like certain events. We like the value in business development and creating relationships. Well, this is evidence of that. I was moderating a panel for the Sports Business Summit, which is organized by Sporting Crypto, who I'm a mentor of, and really responsible for getting me into Web3. So I'm there. Any room that I'm in, I'm always going to just talk to everyone and anyone and just network hard. And I'm out in the hallways and I start talking, and I didn't realize I was talking to a guy called John who's over at Magenta Labs. And I run my mouth, right? I'll talk all things minutes and token. And I was like, oh, Unity nodes. And he just notes. And it was like, boom. So we made a good connection.
John is such a great guy, you know, because of you, I got to meet him at Rare. And man, what a cool guy. Super intelligent, down to earth at the same time. And just a great guy. We hung out for hours after Rare. And yeah, that was a great connection there.
So it's a perfect layer to the story. So I've then found out they were going to have a booth at Rare. I was like, hey, you know, are you going to be there? And he was like, well, now, yes, came. Obviously, they had their booth. And I loved that we were able to bring him out with the ambassadors. You guys, everyone did get on really well. And that definitely helped cement, I think, a trust, belief, knowledge. Like, this is very real what we're doing, right? And we're all very committed. And this is for the long term. And then work very hard sort of establishing sort of how we could best work, how we could get up and running. And then, you know, when we think about sort of long term, it is a very big change. It's a different chain. Really like what they're doing. Obviously, our hearts are with World Mobile chain, right? That is our chain. But when we think about sort of the years out, and we want to be the largest telecom carrier by user base, right? That is the vision. So our mission is we want to onboard 2 billion users by 2030, right? When we think about the jingle technology, the void, then okay, at a certain point, when there's room. Now I know that we've spoken, and I'll probably get beats by Mark and Josh and the team. I'd say these are all my personal opinions, but I know that I think, you know, right now multi-chain is not a priority. But when we abstract and sort of think out to the future, okay, well, actually the Polkadot ecosystem is very interesting. I think they've now got their asset hub, right, that's on testnet, and that's, you know, EVM compatible. And again, my knowledge can be very lacking, and I can make up sweeping statements. But so I just, even though I can't really define it, I think I really like that ecosystem the speed and all that stuff. So long term, awesome. Short term, DOT, it's a redemption token, right? It's a redemption option, and it can also actually be used on the pay in and the payout rails, right? So you want to use DOT to settle for a node, excellent. You want to just, redeem rewards in DOT, brilliant. So I think early days, right? So we've announced it, and we're both like, I really like them as an ecosystem. I think time will tell, right? It's really now down to me and John and for us to sort of navigate how. Hold on a minute. Excuse me. I'm actually on a live show. I have teenage daughters. That's amazing. Apologies. And we'll work it out. So, but I'm feeling I really like that. Obviously, then the next announcement was Zbit Network. Super cool, really excited, no brainer, right? There's already that partnership with World Mobile, and who doesn't want a Unity debit card, and it's the same. And so I think we really like their community. Yes, we have an AMA to be done. And then we've got some further partnerships that will be announced imminently, right? And I mean that. And that we're very excited about. And then there's others that we're always working on partnerships. No, we have an infinite number. No, I think, and so we use that word selected partners, right? So there's a lot of thinking behind it. There is strategy behind it. And ultimately, we look at each partnership. We would believe that each partnership will fundamentally, help us and then collectively progress our goals, right? So it's going to be very interesting to see how many of these new community members come and join into our channels, and how we interact with them and make them feel welcome. And then really sort of, what part of my focus is really making sure we're getting as much as possible out of these partnerships, and that we really are, their community really understands what the amazing opportunity that Unity Nodes is, right? And we make the experience and participating with us as easy as possible, right? And as pleasurable as possible. Yeah.
Well, and then selfishly, one thing for us is we would love to be able to reach out to those communities and integrate what they're doing and how they're incorporating Unity with what we're doing here with World Mobile Chain, with the mobilers and the Minotaurs, and the World Mobile Alliance. So we'd love to really grow this thing out for people who are deep into it, or people who are just tangential, just kind of touching the sides of it, moving forward with Unity. So
we can do that, and I think, especially with the two of you and me, right? Like, and I'm aligned. Like, however and wherever we can be absolutely optimizing, just squeezing every drop of juice out of the lemon. And because we have these fabulous ecosystems, and now we are connected in a way like never before because of Unity Nodes, and it's brilliant. And collectively, we are the entire telecom stack when we think about decentralized telecoms, right? And the sort of the higher level mission of connecting the unconnected, leaving no one behind, the sharing economy. Well, amazing. So yes, I'm aligned. We can sidebar that, and yes. So yes, we got to now, have funnels for these communities so they can really understand what we're about, why we're all so excited about what we're building together.
Exactly. And I think that finding ways to incorporate that and help build that. I mean, it helps out the Polkadot community. It helps out the Zbet community, because we're bringing more volume to what they're doing, and we bring more opportunity to what they have. But at the same time, I think what sometimes people miss is what these partnerships do for the World Mobile Chain. The more licenses we have on board is going to bring in more general revenue for Unity, but it's also going to impact the World Mobile Chain. So your Earthnode operators, you're going to be having more traffic run through there. So more rewards for Earthnode operators, more opportunities for tokens being staked for bigger buybacks. So you're going to see the tokens for minutes and for World Mobile go up. The other thing that I think what we're going to see is there's also be more potential for your Aeronode revenue as well, because as these people get more integrated, I know that you guys are working on processes to streamline everything from Unity to World Mobile Telecoms, everything right back into Zbet for rewards. So it's like we're going to see more people coming onto our network. on the World Mobile Network for their phone services as a result of you guys reaching out to Polkadot to integrate Unity with them. And so
Yeah.
this is such a huge, I mean, it's hard to even put all this on a map and figure out what this all looks like, because there's so many pieces that are working, they're integrated and working together to move this forward.
Yeah, it's a lot. And even though I know sometimes it feels like nothing is happening and no one is saying anything and time has stopped still, we are collectively moving at such a clip, like really fast. And when we think about so both entities, all the entire, Minutes Network ecosystem and World Mobile ecosystem, we're not in it for the short term. We know we're all going to be around for the long run. We have these massive visions and we're so young. We are like toddlers right now, right? We're just getting out of our diapers, right? And not in a derogatory way. And so, yes, there's so much to do. And I think a lot of it's going to come down to just hard work in the trenches, the boring stuff, the nitty gritty, grinding, right? At the same time, yes, with strategic thinking on, and look, we're going to have to, place our bets sometimes and pick our punches, but like how we then, to your point, really navigate, embrace communities, make sure those communities really do have heard. Sometimes repetition is very good, right? Sometimes we actually have to just repeat ourselves, bang it, and really make sure that these new communities fully comprehend and understand. And obviously there's work to be done on my end, and I love the fact that we can collaborate, right? And when we sidebar and talk about, yes, how do we strategically, infiltrate and integrate these communities, right? And bring them in. And then, yes, then it's down to us to how we share the knowledge. I mean, look, our communities are amazing. If you look at the official Telegram channels and you look at the conversations, right, and the intelligence, right, and the knowledge and the experience and the sort of overall positive attitude of actually very helpful and looking out for everyone and willing to share the info, amazing. And so I think we actually have our communities are very powerful already, and so I'm excited I am confident that we're going to be able to work with these other communities, bring them in, evangelize, excite them, and then lock them in forever, and have them being an extension of our communities too. Yeah. So I think, we'll, as always, official statements will be made when new partnerships are announced. We'll keep going. Round one is almost over, right? And my lips are sealed, right? Round two is going to begin. Ooh, let's go. We're feeling very good about where we're at. And now, I would love to see everyone minting on World Mobile Chain. Of course. I want as many of those node NFTs minted and in licenses, digital lease agreements being set up and as many populated as possible. And I think that's where we can start doing the work and doing our own calibration work and being part of the calibration process. I'm thrilled that the reaction to the bug report has been well received. Yes, I'm making everyone part of the calibration process, but when the free-to-play gaming models hit, I learned all about crowdsourcing development, right? And 1,000 of you are going to find bugs, things we wouldn't have found as a team of 10, 20, so it's I want the problems, I want all of it. And already everyone that's submitted information, thank you very much. Thank you for being generous with your time. Super helpful, because we now have a single source of all the information in a database that can be sorted, and it can make us super efficient, right? And how we attack all the issues, whether A bugs, B bugs, C bugs, etc. Then yes, great content is coming through in the suggestions, right? Feature requests. And yes, there's so much for us to do. And we see it all, we hear it all. We'll always be strategic with our development roadmap. There is, let's get through calibration. Let's get, the App Store apps available, right? Let's get some of these partnerships out the way. Let's get up and running, rewards connected. And then, okay. So then obviously my focus will be on how are we supporting everyone and the node operators, right? Making their lives as easy as possible for all of the marketing that they're doing, right? All the work they're proving. And then, holistically, wherever I think, as an organization that we can be supporting, right? The efforts, certainly when we think about the marketplace, right? ULOs and ULOs that aren't privately invited or part of existing family networks, right? So And then it's like, oh, okay, there's so I think what's really exciting is the growth of the functionality and the capabilities and the tasks that we can start performing. And I think it will sort of start growing, exponentially. It's going to take on its own kind of energy, right, and start snowballing. And then that's when it's all just going to get really, really fun.
So, Jamie, with everything that you guys are doing and growing, I mean, obviously, Cal and I have talked about this. We have we are Unity node operators, and so we'll
Let's go.
We'll be putting our licenses up, maybe handing some out to certain people, and then putting the rest on the marketplace and pushing it, and obviously trying to do the education of things. We know that a lot of people that are watching this have done the same. Like you said, there's still a chance to purchase Unity nodes during the round one. We have the link kind of scrolling down here, and if you want to support the alliance, you can use our referral ID.
Your referral's done quite well. I think you guys are like, I keep seeing that. Hey, thanks for using our referral code, like to new node owners.
Well, and that's one thing we're trying to do too. Is we'll tease this out right now, but we are anyone who has used our referral code at any point. We are compiling a list. We have our own list, but we talked to Josh about getting that. We're going to be getting at a minimum just an email of everyone that's used our code for some future rewards that we're planning out some pretty neat prizes right now. We're pretty excited about, and just as a thank you to everyone who is helping support the alliance. So that will be coming as Unity launches, and as we are able to even just get 5 minutes of Josh's time to follow up, because he's so busy, obviously, too. But definitely, if you guys want to support the alliance, you can do that. But Jamie, on top of just buying Unity nodes, getting your licenses on the marketplace or out in the hands and the phones of others, what do you need from us being Cal and myself, but us being the community as a whole? How do we support this? How do we move this forward in a positive way that's going to benefit the community, but also benefit what you guys are doing?
Well, I would say right now, let's get as many nodes minted as possible. Now, I'm aware, and of course, I want it on World Mobile Chain. I think it's been very, I think there's been very healthy conversations and info sharing for everyone who wants, to use a hardware, like a ledger. Like very quickly, the community worked out desktop, USB proper data cable, right? Certainly on the ledger side, right? And Nano and X and how to do it in a very easy way. But I want to see every node NFT minted and all 200 licenses appearing correctly, right? And that you then see them, you're setting your lease settings, because the more all of this data is relevant to the network. The quicker we have the network ready to go, all of those licenses, of course, as many licenses, shared as possible and bound to devices, brilliant. Obviously, we've still got some things to come during the calibration phase, right? And we know that, but I think if we can be as set up as possible, as quickly as possible, it's super helpful to the network, right? So, like I said, there's no dummy data. This is production-ready data. So I really think, let's get everything minted. Let's get all the lease settings, everything that you could possibly do in the app with your lease settings, do it. Nothing's going to get reset, right? Just because calibration ends. We're going to come out of calibration, and then it's all going to be about optimization, right? It's going to be about growth of the app in terms of functionality. It's going to be about growth of the tasks that we can be performed, for the different, carriers and enterprises and businesses. And then it's going to be off to the races. But yes, I think, so I understand, I think we're very clear on, people who wish to not have the NFT on a mobile wallet, right? We are aware that, it takes some work, right, to connect your hardware wallet in the right way and not using Bluetooth, right? And certainly Ledger is a good, right, hard wallet for that. If I'm saying all of this right, forgive me if there are people like, no, what an idiot, he doesn't know what he's talking about. Yeah, let's get minting. Let's set up all the leases as best as possible. Let's be ready. Because this month's going to go real quick. Calibration will be over, right? The apps will be downloadable in the stores, and both obviously for Apple and iPhone, and every lease that is binded to a device, active, excellent. Right, we are now the grid, right? So the more we have connected and up and running, the better. The better for all of us, right? The more tasks, the more work. It's excellent.
Right. I feel like the more distributed this network gets, the better it's going to be for everyone. And
Yes.
Yes. And honestly, I mean, I'm truly appreciative of everyone minting a World Mobile Chain. I mean, I'm an Earth Node operator, so is Rob, so is a lot of people listening to the stream. So kudos to the ones minting on World Mobile Chain and choosing to mint on World Mobile Chain, because you are directly supporting every single Earth Node operator and the network in general. So mint on World Mobile Chain.
And you get the email link, you click, there's already gas in there. Like it's just very simple, right? You don't have to, it's just click, done. Now, obviously, then if you're, with MetaMask and you want to, connect it to a hardware wallet, there's a little bit more work. Can't do it over Bluetooth. But don't, Trezor, right, is not supported. And really it is Ledger, right? And it's what, the X or the Nano Plus, S Plus or whatever it's called, are your best bets. And yes, you should use a cable. And, it's, but it's all possible.
Right.
Just have to do a little bit of work.
Just a little bit. Just a little bit of work. But
my wallets give me so much anxiety. I'm like,
Well, there's a lot of people coming from different ecosystems, right? And they're not really accustomed to the Ethereum ecosystem, but neither the World Mobile Chain. So it kind of gives them that upper hand and way of learning what layer 1, 2, 3 is, how to bridge over. The fact that you need like WMTX's gas. So, by the way, I mean, I think it was like Saturday night, and I was in the chats helping people, and it was at that point where everyone's like, how do I bridge to the World Mobile Chain? How do I get gas there? So I sent a message to Rob. I said, hey, we have to figure a way out to like help out people and like give them some WMTX to mint, right? And then like 3, 4, 5 hours later, you guys made an announcement saying, oh, we're dropping WMTX to all the wallets, and I was like, good job.
I mean, I learned more about World Mobile Chain in the last 2 weeks, and transaction blocks and cadence between transactions and like so much. It was, and I mean, look, I've only been in let's call it Web3 for 3 years. And maybe I'm coming on 3 years. Maybe I'm into my 4th. And so, but obviously people have been here from the beginning, from the first Bitcoin days, but the scale and size of the ecosystem. I mean, I know everyone, the other day, just the number of coins, right, launched yesterday, but the number of L1s, L2s, L3, right, parachains, side chains, roll up, ZK, bridges, gas fees, right? It's a lot. And then real world assets, stable coins, meme coin, like you can't to it. And then we've all got, it's very business jargon heavy, very tech language heavy. Everyone's got their own nuanced language for how their chain works, right? How they're doing the governance, how they're, handling settlements, how they're selling, security, how you move assets around, how you bridge. So it is very overwhelming, I think. And even for quite savvy people, it's mental lift. So yeah, and you're right, there's always a learning. But hey, now we get to evangelize, every little detail about World Mobile Chain and Unity and Minutes Network, and Minutes Network token, and collectively we'll get there. I mean, as a collective community, we now know a lot more about each other and our respective tech stacks. That's for certain. Yeah. And I think it's just going to be a constant fight. How do we make this easier? How do we make it simpler? How do we make it just, foolproof, right? And so that, it really is always about the seamless user experience. And we can all just focus on, the bits that we're meant to be focusing on, right? The experience and the entertainment and the rewards.
Yeah, so we have quite a few questions in the chat here, but before we get to the questions, I want to ask Jamie a question. What are you looking ahead of? Like, where do you want to see Unity in 2026? Like, what's your vision? I know it's a hard question to answer because
Everywhere. World domination. That hasn't changed.
So
the largest decentralized composable edge network in every country that isn't under a sanction from a global governing body, or where VoIP is not banned, right, or restricted to government apps, right? Everywhere. I want to read the stories of people in communities where they are thrilled and the work they put in is rewarded in a way that makes a material change to their life. Awesome. I think then, anyone up from that in terms of, the ability to, again, make some effort, put in some work, and have these rewards coming, and the choice of rewards, as not, you call it a side hustle, right? Or but it's amazing. And at the same time, we're all contributing to a transparent, intelligent, information system, should we call it, that telecoms can rely on. Just fraud alone is $40 billion, right? The opacity, there's so much innovation to be done, and the concept of this global edge network couldn't actually be achieved by any one carrier. It's just not feasible. And so I think, it's really exciting. The vision is that we really have brought telecoms into the 21st century or the 22nd century. We've really brought, telecoms onto the blockchain, right? And we're taking advantages of all the benefits, right, to these decentralized ledgers, right, where it's transparent and it's immutable, right? And there's problems, but also the real-time intelligence. So, collectively making our communications better. And I think also absolutely, furthering the sort of heartfelt mission of both these ecosystems of, connecting everyone, right? And bringing access, whether it be communications or, rewards who don't normally have access to it. I think that's a very powerful emotional sort of passion purpose that beyond, above everything else, is why we get up every day and we're doing something we want to feel like meaningful and worthwhile. That's me, right? I mean, my personal opinion, that's my vision for 26, but everywhere.
I love it.
Every license. I mean, let's say 80%, 90% licenses, uptime, always finding faults.
So, Jamie, there's the questions that we're seeing the most of right now, at least in this chat, have to do with the different wallets people are using, or different locations where they've attached their receiving address to that might not be supported. And I guess what we're wondering is, does Minutes plan on doing something? Because we can go through each individual case with a lot of different wallets and a lot of different things. Is Minutes planning on releasing something where it says, hey, this is where you need to be, and if you have your wallet somewhere else, here's an opportunity to switch your wallet to a place that's going to be supported by this? Because some of these aren't your fault. Some of these are that certain wallet or that certain type of a hardware thing does not support what is being built here in certain EVM circles. So I'm wondering, are you going to release something? Is there something already out there?
I made my own guide. I know I'm quiet in the official Telegram channels. I do read them. There are days when, to your point, the volume, I can't. I can't read everything, but I do pay attention. And I have been sort of very intrigued and curious about all of the wallet conversations. And I want to know myself.
Right.
And so me personally, and I think for anyone for all the reservations about, minting or world mobile chain, and look, MetaMask is a bit fun. There's always been an interesting wallet to work with, desktop versus mobile, and it isn't always intuitive. And I would say that there are sometimes issues that the community are going through that are client side. And we don't necessarily have a handle on those, or don't, it could be like a number of different things, and there's a notification that you're not seeing, and et cetera, et cetera. But my understand, from my personal opinion, for, look, the mint process, from the link in the email is super easy, and there it is. Okay, but now I have it in a MetaMask wallet. And for everyone who's Rabby, or I want Trezor, I don't want. It just makes me nervous, right? That my Node NFT is on my MetaMask wallet on my phone. Got it. Okay. So I think and actually ambassadors were very good, but a lot of community members, from what I can tell, have worked out that the best path is to connect a ledger device. When we think about a hard wallet, a cold wallet, whatever the language is, right? But you want to connect a ledger device to MetaMask, and that it's pretty easy to add the world mobile chain to your wallet, and that really the best performing devices, from what I can tell from the chat, is the Ledger Nano S Plus or a Ledger Nano X, but USB mode. And then again on the cable, make sure it's not just a charging cable, but a proper data cable. MetaMask desktop. Chrome is always one, but I think some people have had issues with Chrome, and I've seen the community recommend Brave, which seems to be pretty reliable and consistent. And then when you have your Ledger device, you need the Ethereum app open on that device, right? Because World Mobile Chain is EVM compatible. And I think there are some steps, right? So you've got to plug your Ledger in and unlock it. You've got to open the Ethereum app right on your Ledger. And then in MetaMask, you click on your profile icon, and you've got to connect the hardware wallet to Ledger, right? In terms of, you've got to say, yes, connect my hardware wallet, and it's point to Ledger. And I think you've got to use, and this is where the community, tell me where I'm wrong. I love to be corrected because I only want to give accurate information, but, choose the Web HD, HID or whatever, the USB. So basically don't pick Ledger Live Bridge. Select Web HID USB, and then you select the account and you click unlock. And then I think you're going to see a small lock icon, right? And that's your secure Ledger address. Also, and a tip is always close Ledger Live before connecting to MetaMask. If you only have one application can access your Ledger's USB interface at any time, right? Then, you add the World Mobile Chain network. If it isn't already there, we know the network name is World Mobile Chain. We know the RPC URL, right? rpc.worldmobile.io. We've got the chain ID, which is 188081. And we know the currency is WMC. And we've got the block Explorer, right? You've got explorer.worldmobile.io. And so then it's pretty easy, hopefully, fingers crossed. Don't beat me up for saying the word easy. You select the World Mobile Chain as your active network. WMC is an EVM compatible chain. And so your Ledger will sign using the Ethereum app, right? And that's expected behavior, right? And then I think it's a question of locating your Unity Node NFT. And so you go into MetaMask and or your original minting wallet, right? Where you minted your Unity node, go to portfolio, select NFTs, or you can visit, explorer.worldmobile.io, right? And you can search for your minting address. And then you copy your Unity Node NFT contract address and token ID. And so I'm kind of maybe paraphrasing and butchering it a bit, but there is a path, and there's been some great community made content by certain people, right? That certainly shows some of that process. And so hopefully, I think at least there is enough of a path for anyone who wants to connect their hardware wallet or Ledger, right, to basically hold the Node NFT off the mobile MetaMask wallet.
If I could make a suggestion, Jamie.
Yeah.
And I'm speaking from experience here, being in Minutes Network ambassador meetings, but you have a lot of ambassadors that say, hey, other than just help people out in the chats, we'd like something to do. And maybe this is an opportunity for Minutes ambassadors, maybe World Mobile ambassadors to jump on. It could be a space like this. It could be in the Discord, but do like a video type of a call and actually put together a document and then do walkthroughs and help people. You know, I know that I've talked to Callus. I've seen others as well that they're spending so much time helping individual people out. Cal has one night he was up at 4 a.m. still walking through people because he sent me a message at 4:30 in the morning his time. You know, I was just waking up.
Shout out to all the ambassadors at Minutes Network and World Mobile. Like,
absolutely
bang up job, chaps, because you really have stood up, right, and been the oracles and supported everyone when perhaps information wasn't readily available. And we notice it, and we are forever grateful. You know what? I almost did it this morning, but I got to get used to. Oh, I actually don't have to work 15 hours today. It's a Saturday. I don't know what to do with myself. I do, because my daughter's here and Chelsea are playing in a minute. But nice. I almost sent that to the ambassadors, but I thought it's Saturday morning, and I just thought I'd be a bit of an asshole. You know, I didn't want to create work. But now you've said it. You've made it real. Yes, and I'll put it in the group, and I'm totally down, especially on Discord. Like, let's do like a whole guide run through, and and that's why I'll have my edge, and I can do one, and like, you know what I mean, like, for sure. However we can help at a community level, like spread the knowledge and share the knowledge. Yes,
and these are things that Clover and I have done this too in the World Mobile and the World Mobile Alliance Discord. We've run some spaces for how to walk through certain things that World Mobile has released, and so. Between the ambassadors with Minutes Network and then the ambassadors, because there's some great ones, like Rick and David and many others in the World Mobile, the combination of those two, because especially being on the World Mobile chain, making sure people know how to help and add those to the wallets. I think it could be a great task. I'm not trying to assign anything to anybody, but I know that this would be something that a lot of people need help with, and have some sessions. Hey, we're gonna do an hour long or a troubleshooting thing for as long as you need. Open it up in your Discord. Open it up somewhere where people can jump on and get some individual help with a visual, with a video, without having to like do a private connect and show your own personal wallets to people on a
it's a very good idea, because everyone in our community, for new community members, old community members, ambassadors, non-ambassadors, CMC, there's a lot of very intelligent people in our communities, but it is still a whole thing depending on the device, and to the point, are you on your mobile, are you on your desktop, are you on Apple, you're on a PC, and you're dealing with MetaMask, and is an extension in your browser, and just and I've got so many phantom ghost wallets out there. I have no idea, and I'm just like, but why? I named it on the desktop, and why am I not seeing it in my mobile? And look, and I'm a proper numpty, right? I always like to think that about myself when it comes to technology, but so I have to work so hard to like understand it and not feel sort of silly. But yeah, I'm aligned, because I think that wherever we can help share knowledge and education that saves people time and removes any confusion or frustration, I'm aligned.
Yeah, I still remember the days when we had to migrate WMT to WMTX, and we did quite a few of these Discord calls with the Alliance. And believe it or not, there was a lot of people that joined, and a lot of people really like just seeing it live and how it works. And to some people that have been around the space for a while, it might not seem as important, but there's a lot of people that again come from different ecosystems. So yeah, I think that's actually not a bad idea whatsoever.
It'll be like our version of a cozy game, right? We'll all be in it together, and we'll just go on a journey.
Yeah, I like that. commUNITY as in unity. I think Rob Rob did say that, by the way. That's his thing. commUNITY, unity. I like that.
Love it.
You guys spoke a little bit about community generated content though, and Jamie, you guys recently released your media kit, but I've been seeing community generated content when it comes to like brochures and things like that. Are you guys planning on releasing these type of things?
Well, look, so we do have the media kit, and I would say for any any Unity node operator that has accessed the media kit, which is on the Unity node.io website, has availability to obviously all the branded assets and the elements. If there is a clear lacking or a need for certain assets that would make any created or community created brochure, pamphlet, postcard, whatever marketing material, sales asset, put it in the recommendation sort of feature requests and suggestions form, so I see it. I obviously post, calibration. Of course, I care about everyone being supported as best as possible. Yes, we've all got to do a bit of work. Yes, you now have 200 licenses. Yes, I think wherever you have your own networks, brilliant, and you can have your own private lease agreements, excellent. But then, for all the licenses that you don't do that to, yes, they're going to go in the marketplace. Collectively, it is on all of us then to raise awareness to those licenses. But yeah, I am very vested in doing my bit to support the community in community created assets, and I'll be very focused. And I've already seen the requests for, make my life easier, make it easier for me to evangelize, to spread the word, to onboard license. Got it, heard. Now, some of the features that are being requested, they may not be that easy from a development perspective, or it's just then a question of there is a development timeline, right? And so as soon as we can, us, we do actually care, we do listen, and wherever possible, right, we'll do it. So yeah, I mean, I think it's going to be fascinating to watch us as a community evolve. I know we're going to get blown away by some of the community members and their creativity and innovation and their marketing chops, right? And I'm going to be like, I'm no good at my job, I need to get better, which is brilliant, right? And like, it's just going to lift all of us up. And yeah, so lots to be done. And yes, we'll be paying attention to it. And yes, we'll be looking to support everyone as hard as we can.
Jamie, just talk about marketing real quick and some of the creativity. I have a comment on here. We have our friend Hydrex, who you met at
Hydrex,
Rare.
You want in the program, baby?
He needs to be in.
Well, listen, existing ambassadors have a say on how the program will evolve and grow, and who can now join, if anyone, next. So clearly you've already had Rob's thumbs up. And Hydrex, I see your name. I see you in the chats. Awesome. Love all the contributions. And yes, we can have that conversation.
Hydrex has my highest recommendation.
Yeah.
So
and a thumbs up from Clover Nodes. Whoa, 2 for 2, Hydrex. Looking good.
But Jamie, I want to thank you for something. You mentioned that with everything you had going on today, you were going to jump in for 10 to 15 minutes, and it's been almost an hour.
Well, it is your birthday, and I do like the sound of my own voice. And if I get enough platforms, talk about Minutes Network or Unity or World Mobile, and with community members listening, I am just going to talk until you throw me off.
Oh, we're not throwing you off. Like you said, you got your game to watch, but
yeah.
We're very, very thankful. This has been great because we come on, and some days it's like, man, we can really dive into one specific thing, or we could kind of touch on a number of things, and this has helped us have a lot of focus, just because you come with the overarching Minutes Network and Unity, and then also obviously the likability and the energy that you bring to it as well. So I definitely don't want to take away from your time with your daughters, but it's definitely something that we really appreciate when you're here. It's a lot of fun, and
I really appreciate all the work you two do, and like Clover, like your recent posts and content. Like, thank you. Right, you're educating, you're looking out for the community. Rob, you work so hard, and you're both great ambassadors, and I think this show is really important. And all the work you put in for World Mobile Chain, and I was just about getting my head around this world of telecoms and Minutes Network and Minutes Network token, and not sort of being slightly terrorized every morning about how much I knew and my capabilities. And now all of a sudden there's this monster called World Mobile and World Mobile Chain, and this vibrant, powerful community, right, of yellow, a sea of yellow everywhere. And I love it. It's brilliant. And I'm honored to be part of it. And now, It's, you know, I need to learn too, right? I need to become as much an expert on World Mobile as I am on Minutes Network. So I love being part of your community, and I love your shows and the content you create and everything you do. So always, bro.
And we're really
And
appreciative, Jamie.
It's getting cold enough in New York where I can wear my beanie.
Oh, how exciting. Is it snowing in New York yet?
Not yet. And then for anyone who doesn't know, I am a swag whore. And so any trade show, I'm the worst. And we were at Rare Evo, we were opposite the World Mobile booth. And Rob, who works very hard, is on the floor and he's got boxes of merch. And they don't, you know, everything's allocated for. And I'm like, can I have one of those? And can I have one of those? And he's like, really? And I'm like, yes. And I did.
I said really when you asked for the 5th one of each item. That's what it was.
Oh, come on. I got to have my side gig. Come on. They're worth a lot in the secondary market.
I actually, right behind me on the wall back here, I have my 2 minutes hats, the white and the black one, and they're really sharp. That's one thing that I love about us, and I believe, Jamie, I know there's other people working on it, but I believe this is something that you specifically brought to it, was just the marketing angle, the images and the designs for everything with Minutes and with Unity. There's such good color combos, the lines, the way everything lays. It's so good. Like it's clean. It's incredible. I love the Minutes logo. I love the way Unity looks with the navy and either the white or the silver, coloring. And
I'm really lucky. Josh is an incredible CEO, and he has a very, very clear vision. And I would say that extends to 100% every single detail that could possibly be connected to anything Minutes in Unity. Matthew Walsh, Marcus, the wider devs we work with, they've done a really good job with the branding. And you're right. And I think there is good. Thank you. There's a lot of attention and effort and care and consideration. And we do want it all to look beautiful. And so I'm grateful that I get to work with the team members that I do, because the talent at Minutes Network is stellar and humbling sometimes. And so it's I'm fortunate, right? I mean, they make me look good, right, so to speak. But they do good. I'm glad. I think, Unity is looking really nice, right? I think a really excellent job with the UI so far. I love the artwork for the NFTs, just sharp, solid. I love the brand kit, right? I love the color palette that we get to work with. So yeah. And then look, I've got myself, the girls have abandoned me.
Oh, let's go.
Let's go, Chills. Let's go. Whoa. So for all those who didn't know, this is the hat that I forced Rob to give me. And there you go.
It's great.
Love it.
It's amazing. Yes, absolutely.
Ready. Spread the word in New York. There was a guy on the subway dressed all in yellow with headphones, like black bug glasses, just dancing. And I took a photo and I wanted to share it with the World Mobile community and be like, oh, yellow's everywhere. But then I was like, but I don't know this guy and it's a bit rude for me to do. And I couldn't find a way, but, getting the yellow out there, right? Across Brooklyn and New York.
Well, I'm going to be wearing that very same hat next week in Cal's home country of Bulgaria. So I'm looking forward to going on a trip there next week.
Composable Global Edge Network. That's what we're part of, right? It's amazing.
So any releases you guys come out with next week or updates, I'm going to be frantically middle of vacation trying to figure out how to do it from my Android phone with my World Mobile Travel Sim.
It will all be there for you when you get back. Holidays are important. Family time is important.
There's two things that need to happen. One is Rob needs to get a travel sim, right? When you go to Europe, that's very important. And then Jamie, we gotta get you to subscribe to the World Mobile plans. You're on New York. You are a US potential customer.
You do. Well, so I'm going to. I was talking with Josh, and I'm going to get an Android device. I think I'm today actually. My plan is to go to Best Buy, get a Motorola Edge 25 out of the box, get a World Mobile eSIM on it, go through the whole process, Node NFT, the whole wallet staff just and I've got dreams of and I'll get a ring light and maybe I'll get a little rig and I'll make a video for the community. But I think there's people way better skilled than me to do it. But really, go through the whole thing and also document it. And yeah, for sure.
So
I want to know, like, how do I get some of the bigger air nodes and earth nodes and just actually I have like King Telecoms. Brooklyn, baby. I've got all your needs covered. Come to me.
Nice.
I have a day job though,
so the only downside with that plan is World Mobile has not yet given us affiliate codes to sign people up. So we'd say you just sign up for the World Mobile plan with the World Mobile Alliance affiliate.
Yeah, referral codes are important.
Yep, yeah. And we're seeing that, we're feeling it. And what's really nice, Cal and I have talked about this a lot in Spaces, but just the support that we felt from people reaching out and saying, "Hey guys, thanks for what you do. We've used your code." And whether that's for rare Evo tickets to save 10% on their tickets, or whether that's for Unity nodes, which they're not, this isn't it's not a two-way affiliate or referral code, where we get some benefit as it goes on, but the user doesn't. And so for them to come out and still support us by using that referral code is amazing. And we feel it. We're really, really thankful for it. It might be a little bit different. They're like, hey, if you use a code, you get this, and the person whose code gets this, but it's not that way, and people are still coming out to support us. And so definitely very, very thankful for what you guys are building and how you guys are setting it up, and also for the support that you give us by showing up at these shows and talking about this stuff. Like I said, we have over 430 people that have tuned in so far, just to mainly to listen to you be Jamie King. So we're very thankful for that.
Hey man, I'm in it to win it, right? And I do it. I said it in that video, but I met the Minutes Network team, and obviously I met Josh and Mickey, and understood what was being the vision, missions behind both ends, both communities, both ecosystems. And it kind of had vibes of when I met Sam Hauser and we put Rockstar Games together. Like, and I haven't had that since, whiffs or whatever. And I'm like, okay, like this is really interesting. And I think, there's this dedication to excellence, and there's this determination to do something really meaningful. We're not, we're trying to completely, transform telecoms, right, into this transparent, verifiable, on-chain, infrastructure that everyone is part of, is participating and building and making happen. So, it's a massive vision. It's and so we're and everyone's super serious about what they're doing. Like everyone, believe it or not, like everyone's working very, very hard and really cares. And we do. We want world class, world domination, like life changing.
Yeah, I mean, when Minutes Network announced you as a CMO, like everyone, including myself, was like super excited. I saw your name, and I'm a huge fan of the game and everything. So I was like, let's go. We got a good one.
And they just pushed it back to November 26th. Like, wow.
Yeah.
That's a whole separate AMA. That's
no. That we're not going to open up that can of worms.
No, we're not.
There's some interesting rumors also on the Web3 side with Ethereum.
I saw that.
Yeah, that's interesting.
God, are we so desperate for a pump? Are we so desperate for a run? Please. No, look, I think so. I get asked that question a lot, and I will never speak out of turn about Rockstar on behalf of Rockstar. But one thing I do know is they'll never do anything until they're totally ready for it. And it wouldn't surprise me if there's a few years of everyone saying, you should be doing it. This is crazy. You should be doing it. And if they're going to do it, they're going to do it when they're ready. But they love owning their ecosystem. They don't want anyone coming into it. You don't want any outside brand influence, coming into that Grand Theft Auto franchise, right? Like super locked down, protected. So I don't see them being in a hurry. Who knows? Maybe it'd be great. I'm sure anyone who's in Web3 gaming would love it.
Yeah, well, you know, in their defense, like even if they delay it and everyone complains, I mean, come on, let's be honest. There's only one GTA, you know, so I mean, the people can wait.
There is. I mean, look, 5 ran for a decade. This has been in or more. This has been in development for a decade, and the entire world will stop when that game comes out. There'll be. Oh, yeah. I'm curious. Like, will the streets be empty? You know, like it's. But hey, also get it out. Come on. We're digressing. Yeah, this is not about that. This is about World Mobile. This is about Minutes Network. This is about Unity. This is about let's go calibration. Let's go. We have an APK. It's real. Like it looks. Ciao bella. Now it's like, what do we do? What can't we do? Like, you know.
Yeah. Everything's possible. By the way, your speech on Rare was very moving. I like the energy. I love the energy, actually, not just like love. You said 25 for 25. How's that going?
You know, it's going and it's happening. And I went up on stage and I said it. And there's a stack of A4 paper here to let me know that on January 1st, 2026, I'm eating it or someone's eating it, right? But it's like, no, we're feeling very good, you know, and I think we're gonna. I mean, what an end to Q4 we're gonna have, right? Unity's coming out. We'll be hitting our 25 to 25. You know, we'll continue to grow scale on the Minutes Network platform, and still stand by it. 25 to 25.
Wait, so someone said that they're eating paper. Okay.
I heard a rumor. I just got sent some blank paper and was told, get ready to eat. And I'm like, bring it. I'm not eating shit. Where are those countries? I swear there will be 25 countries up there.
Whoever said that bet, you better be ready to turn on that.
No, challenge accepted. Always challenge accepted. Nothing's off topic. Say it all. I read the chats. Love it. Motivates. Ready. Just, love proving people wrong. Love delivering. We'll always strive to do as best as possible. Of course, we'll make mistakes. I'll eat humble pie all the time, but we'll never give up, right? It's all about furthering everyone's mission. Being proud, right? No matter what happens, I always want to be able to turn around and go, I'm proud. Like I couldn't have done more, But yeah, we're gonna have a great couple of years.
Yeah. And honestly, that's why me and Rob are here like every week. We keep on spreading the message about World Mobile and Minutes Network. No matter if the token's up or down, we'll be here like every weekend. We've been doing it for like 3+ years. And, even now when like the markets kind of took a tumble down and everyone's like, oh no, yeah, like
I can't even like I have no bag, no wrench tax, please. I have nothing. But like can't even look. Like,
yeah. Don't turn on the charts.
No, it's and everyone who has been here a lot longer than me, they know. Hold, baby.
Yeah.
Just, stay strong.
You don't lose anything until you sell.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
But the most important thing is that the fundamentals have stayed the same or they've improved a lot more, which is like the most important thing. And people need to really think about that because markets are markets, man. Like no one can control markets. They're going up and they're going down, But the most important thing is that Minutes Network and World Mobile are building like full steam ahead. So that's the most important thing.
Look, and it's a long-term vision, right? It's a true utility vision. And I always remind myself, if we're really going to change the world, facetiously, but like we're really going to innovate. We're really going to pioneer in the world of telecoms. We're really going to bring it in the 21st century. We're going to bring telecoms, onto the blockchain. World Mobile, you're going to connect the unconnected, right? You're going to change people's lives. That is not easy. And so it should not be easy doing it. And actually, if we're not having moments where it's just so painful and gut-wrenching and feeling like failures and obstacles are overwhelming and everyone's hating on you, then we're not doing it right. Right, because it's like the yin and the yang. if there really is this massive, big dream that we're going to achieve, then there has to be like this utter fucking slogfest of hard work, you know, just sanity testing. Am I right? Are we doing this right? Are we in just digging deep and doing a lot of unsexy, as I call it, you know, trench work, like down and dirty, nitty gritty, boring stuff that is actually, you know, just slowly but surely starts compounding over time. You actually, you know, take the time to build the right foundations, then it just gets quicker and quicker and easier because your foundations are solid. But it's just, you know, you got to really dig deep. So I think, you know, it should be really hard, not, you know, insurmountable, but it's because what we're doing is so important and different, and the ramifications are enormous, right? So anyway, I've got like 10 AIs. I don't actually turn up to work. We were ready 2 weeks ago. I just thought, oh, the community's bored, right? Let's fucking roll up Pitchfork. Let's go. Let's just cause drama. Can you imagine? Be like, I hate. No, but we love everyone. Everyone, the whole community, you've been amazing. Well done. Right, here we are.
I've been
in hand. Let's go. Calibrate. Get ready. Mint. Right.
Yeah, Cal doesn't let me say critical things anymore, or let me say my own thoughts too often, because then I get roasted by people who don't like my opinions. So I try not to comment anymore.
Well, maybe I'll take on the mantle, right? Like you can roast me. Roast away. Well, look, thank you. I don't want to just rant. You know, are there any other like super important questions in from the chat or the community you want to ask? Otherwise, I promised I would take them out of the house, and like I said, I'm going to go get an edge and get it set up and stuff. But
I think we're good. I want to respect your time. Your daughters aren't looking forward to having you sit here in front of a computer and talk.
Oh no, they've given up. They're like,
well, go give them some hope.
Yeah, no, they're just. I'm not being a good parent, and they're brain rotting on shorts.
Oh, you got to fix that.
Hold on. What? Say what?
I'm watching Netflix. Indigo's.
I'm watching Netflix. I'm in the shower. Like, I love it. We have such quality discourse. Me and my teenage daughters. They are amazing. They are. I love them. They're brilliant. But yeah, I'm going to take them out. They're done.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, Jamie, we're really thankful. Thank you for showing up, and it means a lot to us. And yes,
yeah, and look to everyone.
Lots of fun.
Comms are going to be flowing. We've got lots to get done this month, and you know, keep all the comments flying and keep supporting each other, and we'll keep paying attention. And let's go.
We're here if and when you need us. Don't hesitate to reach out, and we're ready to go.
Yeah, thank you, Rob. Thanks, Clever Nodes.
Yeah, thank you, Jamie. We really appreciate it. And as everyone has seen, like everyone's been like very patient in the chats, but there's some people that, you know, have been a little bit impatient. I just want to remind everyone that the team is working 24/7. Jamie is here on the Saturday. His daughters are waiting for him to finish this, you know, and I mean, everyone's human here. So let's respect everyone, you know, and just be polite and be a little more patient. That's all I got to say.
Yeah. And yeah, like it's also okay, right? When you're upset, we know it. And yeah, speak your mind. And I think, you know, I do think overall everyone does a good job of being respectful and not like mean, right? And not unkind. I think, you know, we'll always be sensitive to slander. You know, we never want to have sort of unwittingly, you know, created an environment that, you know, triggers a load of like negative or unhappy expressions, right? But obviously freedom of speech, right? And everyone say your bit, but we can all, I think everyone has shown the community you can do it in the right way. And then for us, we'll always have, you know, it's for us to prove, right? Proof's in the pudding, and we'll just always do it that way.
Right. Yeah.
Every minute counts.
Let's go.
Yeah, unity and community. I can't do that. Like I can't. Like I'd have to be like, man. I can't do it.
Can you do the west side for World Mobile?
No, man. Because I'm east side, baby. I'm east side.
Oh my god, that's right. Yeah, you said
even then I had to put my hand under and I had to like. Yeah, I'm not made for gang signs, mate.
Yeah.
All right. Enjoy the rest of your show. To community, awesome. Upwards and onwards. See you in the chat.
Awesome.
Thank
Thanks,
you,
Jamie.
Yeah. Unity for the win.
Man, that keeps your energy up when Jamie's around. He's awesome.
What a nice birthday present for yourself, huh, Rob?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, that's
Absolutely.
awesome.
It's a good time. It definitely made the show. I mean, we've been going an hour and a half now, and it doesn't feel like it. It feels like, we're just getting going because Jamie shows up for 15 minutes and he's here for 75 minutes instead. Gotta love it.
Yeah, we're really appreciative when the team spends their Saturday evening, morning, whatever it is, with the community, with the alliance, and they're just an open book, and they answer any questions that gets thrown at them. So I think that's really important, and I think the community appreciates that very much. Myself, you, Rob, everyone here, I'm sure. So yeah. Rob, there was so many things we didn't talk about, but we also want to be respectful of everyone's time. We want to be respectful of your time. It is your birthday. I'm sure your family wants to take you out somewhere nice, and you want to have a beautiful Saturday. I'm sure you want to watch some football, American football. And yeah, so
Actually,
why don't we
Good.
No, I was gonna say, why don't we have some final words? But yeah, you go ahead.
Yeah. So one of the things I'm doing is tonight my family is going to a movie together, and to get all of us together to go, it's a chore with all the kids but there's a movie that just released yesterday in theaters called All Is Merry and Bright, and it's a fun, lighthearted Christmas family movie. It's rated G, right? But it's actually produced by an old friend of mine, and has some names and some faces that you'd recognize, in the show. Randomly, but like Sally Struthers is in it, and Doug Jones. If you guys have seen Pan's Labyrinth or Star Trek Discovery, Doug Jones played Saru in that show. But there's a lot of names and faces where hey, I've seen this person in this or seen this person in that, and so I'm looking forward to a nice family friendly Christmas film that's come out today, and that's gonna be a real highlight. I would say this, sometimes you see this on Facebook where people are like, hey, for my birthday, I'd like you to help me support a cause or an organization, and I want to share something with everybody, because this is something that I'm going to be pushing a lot, and even with the alliance, we talk about my friend's band Remedy Drive, and they David has their hit song was called Daylight, and David has been for the last 11 years focusing on confronting sex and human trafficking, both in the United States and all over the world, and he's gone undercover to spy on people to get evidence. He's helped with the raids where the police go in and arrest the traffickers, rescue the girls. And then there is the aftercare, the follow-up, the education, the mental health, the physical well-being, and then the job training, so these girls can be rescued from sex trafficking and then be able to go back out and live full lives. And so he's been helping other organizations and realized, what, there even organizations that do this stuff have a lot of issues. And so he started Daylight United. And so this is on the Remedy Drive website, but it's daylightunited.com is the website. And you can go there, and they have we're just launching. He's actually asked me to help. I'm a 100% volunteer for this, but he's asked me to help out as he grows Daylight United. And I'm really, really looking forward to it. This is something where I'm going to be, we are going to be getting World Mobile involved in Daylight United, getting towers up, getting networks up, getting ways for the sharing economy to benefit other people. And so I'm very, very excited about this. So if anyone is interested, you're going to be meeting David on our show. He's going to be coming here soon, and we're going to talk about all this and ways that World Mobile is integrating with it. We're actually working on this now, trying to get this all set up. So, but definitely want to give people an opportunity to know. So David is actually a Unity holder. We got David involved in Unity as well. Very, very excited. And as we grow this out, there's going to be a real nice integration and synergy between the sharing economy and helping people. You know, World Mobile talks about reclaiming power, and for some they've never had any power. Their lives have been taken away from them, and their choices and their abilities to have freedom at an early age. And we're focusing to help with that. So if anyone's interested in doing a little something, if you want to give $5 or $10, give up your coffee for Rob's birthday, I'd love it if you would go to daylightunited.com and you can do a one-time amount, or like I do as well. I do monthly, and just way to help out. There's all sorts of information on here. We're just getting started with this, but we're already helping funding the rescue of dozens of people just in the last few months. And so it's a very, very motivating, incredible thing. For those that were at Rare Evo, the shirts that we made, the long sleeve shirts and the short sleeve shirts that we gave out, the tote bags that we gave out with World Mobile's logo on them, they were all made by survivors of sex trafficking, some that David directly helped rescue. And so very, very cool thing. Just something to think about as you go. So for my closing rant today, it's that's what I'd like to see done. I want to see this organization and this movement really walk right alongside World Mobile as we grow this out. And I'm devoting my time, my efforts, my money, my life to helping with this, just as I am with World Mobile. And I'd love it if others said, "Hey, I like this. I want to step up and help too." So always reach out if you have questions about this stuff. I can help you out as well, walk you through some things, and we can find ways to collaborate, find ways to give and to help and to just benefit other people. That's why we're here with World Mobile anyway. This isn't a get rich quick thing. We know that because we've been here for over 4 years, waiting for things to work the right way. We're seeing all this happen. We're in it for the long term. We're in it for the vision, and so I love having people in this community that feel the same way as I do, as you do, Cal. And so, yeah, very, very excited to see this thing take off, just as World Mobile, Minutes Network, Unity are also taking off. So for today, there's my birthday rant, and I'm very, very thankful that everyone has given time, tuned into this show, contributed, helped out, been active in the chats, and just for being here every week. Very, very thankful for everyone. This is a great community. Cal, we wouldn't do this if we didn't truly love this community and we didn't truly believe in the vision. So, Cal, thanks for being here, and everyone else, thanks for sharing and showing up, sharing your time, showing up and doing this with us every week.
Yeah, honestly, it's not a rant. This initiative looks beautiful. It looks amazing. I can't wait for David to come on the show so we can talk to him more, and I personally get to learn a little bit more as to what you have been working on the background. Rob, I'm looking at my calendar here because I believe we will be having next week off because you'll be on a vacation, and yeah, we'll have our next live stream on the 22nd, right before Thanksgiving. So that's going to be an exciting one. And I hear that we might be announcing some stuff on there, Rob. So that's going to be also very exciting. Me and Rob have been working tirelessly, just like the Minutes Network and the World Mobile team, with something exciting. We have some of the World Mobile community members helping us out with that. So Rob actually wanted to share a little sneak peek on his birthday today, but I kind of was a Debbie Downer, and I was like, "Oh no!"
You said no.
I said no. I know. I'm that guy.
No, you're the guy. I'm the guy that jumps around all the places with the crazy ideas. You're the one that kind of reins it in.
Right. Yeah. I personally like to announce things when they're ready, and we have something to fully present before we do announcements. But it's gonna be a good one. It's gonna be fun. I hope you have a fun birthday today, Rob. I hope you have a fun vacation time in Bulgaria. I'm sure you're gonna have you're gonna need that hat.
Let's just tease something out. We promised to tease last time, or I did, and you're like, I don't know. Let's tease something out. We're
Sure.
building something, and for those of you that are listening, this is not permission to bother these people about it. But we have our friend Stoic Nodes saying, do it, tease it out. Well, we're going to tease something out. What we're building right now, Stoic is what's it, chest deep, shoulder deep, head deep. I don't know. He is deep into it. He is building this with us, as well as our friend Mark. So we have Joshua, and so I don't know if you guys, if everybody saw it or not, but Joshua designed, well, number one, he designed our logos for the Alliance, but he also made some really, really cool merch for us that he brought, custom merch that he made to Rare Evo for us. And Joshua was helping us design a ton of art, a ton of other things that are going to be released here pretty soon. And so, Joshua, you're not allowed to share anything with anybody. So if anyone tries to ask you, just, be tactful, I guess, in saying no. But we definitely, and this is something that we're excited about too, is we are building with community members. We are growing this thing out, and people are showing up with their skills and their abilities and their ideas and their creativity, and we're making some cool things happen. So we hope that exactly 2 weeks from now we are announcing and launching something that is, I think, going to get a lot of people fired up. And we're very thankful that our friend Joshua and Mark are here to help with that.
Yeah, and I would like for both of them to be up here when we do the announcement. I think that would be very fun. And we're also, yeah, I mean, these things are going to get announced, and everything else that me and Rob have been working on will directly impact and allow us to have even more world community members, as well as the Minutes Network and potential Unity, which Mark, Earthnode.io Mark, this Mark. Yeah. So Mark's amazing, by the way. Mark's been involved at World Mobile from the very beginning. He has created a lot of the marketing you guys have seen at Rare. All of these signs that you guys saw at Rare, that was Mark that did that. There was a big aerostat that he printed, remember, Rob? And everyone was signing it, and it actually ended up in the office up in Reno with World Mobile. So congratulations to, kudos to Mark. I mean, he's done an excellent job and is doing an excellent job. So yeah, these things will allow the Alliance to be able to include a lot of Unity, a lot of World Mobile, a lot of Minutes Network community members moving forward. This is not something that we'll stop at, and we're always thinking of ways how to include community with what we're doing, and that's what the Alliance has always been about. I want to remind everyone that Rare is having a discount right now. You can go ahead and use the WMTX code to buy your Rare ticket. Last year was amazing, I heard, but next year will be even better. And there's also Unity sales happening still. Everyone can use the Alliance code if you wish to. If not, you can use your own code or whichever other community member you want to support. And yeah, I'm personally just excited about what World Mobile has been cooking in the background. You know, there's been so many things. We heard a lot of it that happened in the previous AMA that was just released this past week, and there's so many things happening. One of which was Uplift, which Tristan Thompson announced, and now that you mentioned what you mentioned, Rob, what Remedy Drive, I think something with Uplift can definitely be worked on together. What you're doing, Uplift is absolutely an amazing initiative. We're going to see a lot more companies get behind it, I'm sure. And Rob, you need to definitely involve Daylight United with what they're doing if you're not already. So yeah, that's for me, ladies and gents. Thank you so much for spending your Saturday mornings, evenings, wherever you are. We're always so appreciative. Thanks to all the ambassadors with Minutes. Thanks to all the ambassadors of World Mobile for helping and just staying late nights, and your work, as Jamie said, it's definitely appreciated, and it's not left unseen. So everyone's doing a really good job. So kudos to everyone.
Absolutely. And again, everyone, thank you for spending your Saturdays here with us. We're very thankful. We have the best community. We love it. You guys show up. You show up in person. You show up online every week. And one thing that Cal and I talk about too is we love to see the energy and the participation, not just here at the Alliance stuff, but we're talking in general. People are being creative. They're coming up with their own products, coming up with their own branding, their own things that they can help to build and contribute. And we're seeing that it's happening. You guys are getting involved, and that's how we grow this thing. That's why we asked Jamie, what can we do? How can we incorporate these other communities? How do we grow this stuff together? And so you guys are doing it. We love to see it, to be a part of it. We're here for you, support wise, if you need anything. And then also don't hesitate to reach out if you want to share ideas, if you want to ask for input, if you just need assistance with something. We're here to do that. And we're thankful for everyone. And we look forward to seeing everyone in 2 weeks' time on our next show. But in the meantime, hit us up in the DMs and online if you need anything. But we'll talk to everyone again very, very soon. Thanks again.
And you never know who's going to show up.
Never know who's going to show up. See you in 2 weeks.